Hi, I'm Chelsea Hoke, and I'm your child's algebra teacher. I am in my 11th year of teaching, my 5th year at Hayes High School. I taught middle school for 6 years before moving to the high school level. I would like to just take a second to introduce you to my Schoology course so that you can kind of understand what your student is doing on a daily basis in my class and how it's structured so that you can better help them when they're at home. So I'm going to just share my screen really quickly. So upon opening my classroom, you'll see this little Bitmoji classroom has the Zoom link for students. On this whiteboard, sometimes I'll post announcements if there's something important that I need to relay to students, since this is what pops up when they log in. If they're an at-home learner and they forget, when they're supposed to log on, I've got the bell schedule linked right here. It's going to open up in another tab. That being said, my Zoom for my online virtual students is the first 30 minutes of every class period. So I want them to join us at the beginning of class because I want them to take part in our in-person learning. I want them to see the lesson live because sometimes students might ask questions during a live lesson that allow me to clarify on certain aspects, and virtual learners might not get that if they're just watching the pre-recorded videos. So I try to choose different examples when I'm teaching in person. That way, if they need additional help, they still have those extra examples that were pre-recorded. And that goes for my in-person kiddos too. They've still got access to those pre-recorded lessons that they can look at if they're needing extra help at home. Okay, we've got a link for our Desmos calculator. That's something that your students are going to be using in my course. And then a link for my Algebra 2 textbook. We don't really use that too often, but just in the case that we did need to use it, I've linked it right there. So if you scroll down in my course, you'll see that it's organized by week, and I always keep the most current week on top. So right now we're in week 5, so that's going to be in this top folder. I'm just going to give you a look at today's folder. So today is Thursday, October the 8th. Well, it's probably not anymore, but when I'm recording this, it is. So you open this folder, and this is my pre-AP Algebra 2 course, but the structure is going to be the same regardless of the course your child is in. So I always number the items in my course so that students know sequentially what order they should go in. So we're always going to start out with some warm-up or discussion board type question, and then usually there's a mixture of notes and independent practice. Sometimes it might just be one notes video and one longer assignment. Today it happened to be 2 different sets of notes and 2 shorter assignments. So just because there's a lot of items doesn't mean it's necessarily a lot of time-consuming work. A lot of times in math, it's easier for us to break it up into smaller chunks so as not to information overload the students. So just because there's a lot of items in a folder doesn't mean that it's going to be hours and hours of work. So when you click on the notes, it's going to open with some videos. Sometimes they might be videos I've recorded. Sometimes they're ones that I've found online. Most of the time they're ones I record myself. But just know that if it is, a different teacher on our campus or something that I've gotten offline, it's something that I've vetted, I've viewed it, and I know that it's the way that I want it taught. Your student won't waste time watching something that's not going to help them. So I always put in links to things that I know will help them. So this set of notes happens to be something that I've recorded myself for the first part, but then I included something that another teacher had recorded because to me, it's important for students to have multiple ways to solve the same problem. So this second video is a different way to solve problems than what I talked about in the first video. I like students to have choices because what works for one person might not work for another. Okay, all assignments are set with due dates. So you'll notice here they have a due date, but that doesn't mean that they're going to continue to show up on your Schoology course once the due date has passed. So anything that looks like the paper and pencil will continue to show overdue, but if it's a puzzle piece, that's a different type of assessment. That's not going to continue to show up once your child has passed the due date, once the due date has passed. So it's important that you're going into these folders to ensure the submissions have been made rather than just relying on that upcoming assignments section. Unfortunately, that's not as helpful as we would like it to be. There's also an update section where I push out announcements, such as you'll see this one where if it loads, there we go, where I told students how they could make up some grades. This is from September, but I also sent it through the messages. So I try to communicate via as many avenues as I can. The most reliable way for students to contact me is through Schoology messages. So up here where the envelope is, they can type in my name, send me a message. I am usually able to respond to those faster because, as you know, my whole interaction with my virtual students is through Schoology and Zoom. So I'm on Schoology quite a bit throughout the day. So I can see the notifications pop up here and typically respond pretty quickly. As far as parent communication, y'all are free to message me through the Schoology Messenger as well. You can contact me through email. I'm pretty quick to respond to those. Not as quick as I used to be because, as you know, managing the virtual and in-person is a little bit more time consuming, but I do try to respond to those as quickly as I can because I know a lot of times there's time sensitive issues regarding assignments or assessments, or really you just want to know how to best help your child. So I'm here, I'm wanting to help them as best as I can, and it's going to take all of us as a team working together to make them successful this year. So I am so glad to get to talk to you. And if you have any further questions, please use the link that you received in your email to request a Zoom conference with me. I look forward to working with you throughout the year, and have a wonderful rest of your day.